Welcome to the 5-Minute Prime Podcast. Quick, actionable tips to master personal finance and real estate investing. In just 5 minutes a day, we'll help you build wealth and achieve financial freedom. NAH Builder confidence dropped to 34 in April, the lowest reading since September. Lennar's Q1 incentives hit 14% of sale price, sustained at multi-year highs. Builders are blinking. Today, how to take advantage before the window closes. Hey, Prime investors, Martin Maxwell here. Welcome back to the 5-Minute Prime Podcast. Last episode, I walked you through the SAFMR versus market spread on Section 8 vouchers. Same instinct today. Find the discount, the rest of the room hasn't moved on. Different market, builder spec inventory. Picture a Lennar spec house in Charlotte, built in 2024, 4-bedroom, single-family detached, sitting on the market a touch too long. The list price says $385. You pull up Redfin, there's a comparable resale 2 miles away, same square footage, same school district, but built in 2008. It's also listed at $385. Looks like a wash, right? It isn't. Back in episode 122, I called it the flip tax, the cost the resale carries that the new construction doesn't. A $20,000 roof you'll need in 5 years, an $8,000 HVAC swap, $700 a year more on insurance because the house is older, almost $1,000 a year in extra energy because the windows are 2008, a spec. The new build doesn't have those problems. It's covered by warranty for 10 years. That's reframe number one. The two listings are not the same property at the same price. The new build is roughly $20,000 cheaper before you even talk to the builder. Now you talk to the builder. Lennar's fiscal Q1 incentive number, published mid-March, was around 14% of sale price. On a $385 spec house, that's $54,000, not as a headline price cut, as an incentive package. Rate buydown, closing cost credit, design upgrades baked into the structure. $385 list, $54 off, $331 effective basis. That's not a deal. That's a builder handing you the keys. If you're already heavy in Sunbelt rentals, and the builder discount feels like the universe is rubbing it in, the equity in your existing portfolio is dropping, you can't sell because of the lock-in effect on your 3% paper. This isn't a sell signal. The lock-in keeps you. This is about where the next dollar goes. The next dollar is the one that gets the discount. Let's walk the math on the 331 purchase. 25% down on 331 is roughly $83,000 cash. Loan amount, $248. Two paths on the mortgage rate. Path 1, you take the market rate. Fred's 30-year mortgage was at 6.37 on May 7th. Round it to 6.4. Annual debt service, about $18,600. Path 2, you take Lennar's rate buydown. The builder's captive mortgage arm, Eagle Home, in Lennar's case, DHI Mortgage, if you're working with D.R. Horton, will write you a permanent buydown to roughly 5.4% if you finance through them. That's part of the 14% incentive package. Annual debt service drops to about $16,700. Rent the place out. Charlotte 4-bed SFR. Comp $22.50 a month. $27,000 gross annually. Investor grade 35% expense ratio. NOI about $17.50. At the market rate, your cash flow is negative $1,000 a year. At the buydown rate, call it $70 a month positive. I can hear the spreadsheet investors clicking away right now. $70 a month? That's the deal? On $83,000 of cash? Stop right there. You're not buying this for the cash flow. The cash flow is incidental. The win is what's already in the basis. Day one, $54,000 of equity sitting in the deal, plus depreciation, roughly $9,500 a year of tax-shielded income for the next 27 years. That's another $2,000 and change a year in real money back if you're in the 24% bracket. That's reframe number 2. Builder spec deals don't cash flow in 2026. They build equity day one and shield income for 2 decades. That's the real return engine. Fast forward 18 months. The deal you just walked sits on your balance sheet. Cash flow's been about $800 a year. Modest, as we said. Depreciation has shielded another $15,000 of W-2 income from tax. The property has appreciated roughly 3% year over year. That's about $11,000 on the 385 comp basis. And you've paid down roughly $4,000 in principal if the Fed cuts and rates land at 5.5% in 18 months if you refinance. The buydown was a Lennar paid front-end gift. It doesn't matter once you refi. Your monthly stays roughly the same. Here's the $83,000 question. $83,000 of cash deployed, equity gain, 54 day one, plus $11,000 11 appreciation plus 4 principal, roughly 70,000 sitting in the deal, plus the cumulative cash flow and tax shield. The year 2 IRR is north of 25% on the cash you put in. Try getting that out of a Phoenix duplex at a 3.6 cap proxy and a 6.4 mortgage. You can't. The math doesn't bend. This is what I'm calling the Q1 window, the buyer's gap between Lennar's Q1 earnings, which made the incentive levels publicly observable, and Q2 earnings in mid-June, about 6 weeks from when this airs. After Q2, the window closes one of two ways. Builders pull starts further, and there's less spec to discount or competition catches on, and the incentive levels normalize. Either way, it narrows. Thursday, I'll cover the financing side of this. What to do when conventional won't fund your next deal. Because if you've been buying at the pace this episode argues for, you're going to hit the wall at deal 6. There's a switch that gets you back in. Tonight, do this. Open Lennar.com. Search for spec inventory in your nearest growth metro. Pick the listing that's been sitting longest. The price cut count on the listing tells you how stale it is. Pull up Zillow or Redfin and find a comparable resale within 2 miles. The list price difference is the floor of the incentive that's available, and the builder's actual close price is almost always lower. By Saturday morning, drive that neighborhood. The deal that pencils on paper has to feel right on the street. Then your next step, call the listed sales rep on Monday and ask what's offered on quick move-in inventory at quarter end. The number they quote is rarely the number they accept. The Q1 window closes when the builders report Q2 in mid-June, about 6 weeks from when this airs. That's how much time you have to take $54,000 off Lennar's hands. This is Martin Maxwell. Prime investors, go take it.